The reason I started Transformations in 1999 is because I had become a drug addict myself. I was a crystal meth addict. I was injecting up over $500 a day into my arm. That developed the compassion in me to help other people. Drug addiction affects society. It fills our prison systems. It breaks down families. Many people who are addicted to substances end up with all sorts of consequences and havoc that follows them. Eventually they will hit some kind of rock bottom and they end up being destitute in some way or another, which causes them to have this awakening moment that helps them to be able to reach out.
Well, for me, I was Australia's next best swimmer at the age of 18. I had a drink driving car accident. From there, my life spiraled out of control. I became homeless. I became addicted to ice and heroin.
I was in psychosis, hallucinating.
I was just lost, lonely, selling drugs, support my habit.
I was broken and looking for all my recovery in the wrong places.
So I spent 12 years heavily addicted to opiates and benzodiazepines.
And I was addicted to ice, marijuana, ecstasy, speed, you name it, I was pretty much there.
It got to the point where I couldn't even stay at home, and so I ended up living under a bridge so I could escape from everyone.
Fully addicted. I was using from $50 to $500 worth of meth, crystal meth, ice on a daily basis.
I was on about 5 different drugs a day, just trying to manage my emotions.
Towards the end of high school, I just started experimenting with drugs and really made a mess of my life.
I had 4 comas that were all meant to be fatal from overdoses, 2 of which were suicide attempts. I had a cardiac arrest.
Yeah, I was just roaming the streets every day and doing crime to support my habit.
Many circumstances lead people to a place where they become a drug addict or an alcoholic. Many things that happen to people in life, whether it be abuse or dysfunction in the family, they have had trauma or things that have come that have just been outside of their control, and they have become addicted to this substance where they never meant to be in the first place.
The event that triggered this insanity was that I lost my job.
Look, I think not having a father is a massive key.
From my early years of high school, I was bullied mentally and physically.
The issues of life just sort of swamped me.
For me, drugs just really numbed the pain, and it was just an outlet.
Main reason was I split up with my husband and I was left with 3 children.
My upbringing was really hard. It was in the slums of Manila, and so I saw the really dark side of poverty.
I felt unaccepted in my life.
Trying to learn how to open up about the sexual abuse that had happened to me as a kid. I'd gone through my whole life thinking it had only happened to me, and didn't know how to reach out to any family or friends like that. So I just turned to drugs to deal with the pain.
As I grew up, I began to realise that my dad had rejected me, and that started to really create a hardness in my heart that I ran to drugs to medicate.
I went to the director of one of the well-known rehabilitation programs, and she told me that with all of the psychotherapy tools and everything that she had learned, that the most powerful tool that it was ever to help change a person's life was unconditional love. That's been the basis of our program over the years, to be able to help people discover who they are, their identity, their value, their self-worth, and their purpose in life.
The guys, Mike, none of them ever gave up on me, and I think subconsciously that instilled something into my heart, never to give up on myself.
The most important thing I learned from Transformations that I was who God said I am. That was my biggest breakthrough.
I'm very grateful for Transformations giving me my life back.
The key was to how to have a relationship with Jesus and to find Jesus within the community. So the body of Christ is like a family, and that's what Transformations is.
The key to my recovery would have been forgiving myself. About 6 months in, I forgave myself. It was like something clicked, and then I could stop looking back and I could start looking forward.
Discipline that was taught, the camaraderie amongst the guys and from the leaders,
Transformations taught me how to live again and how to process.
The things I learned at Transformations were how to cope with the past traumas, how to forgive those people, and how to love others.
I marvel today looking at 20 years of changed lives and looking at some of the graduates and some of the things that they've gone on to do. And I can always remember the day when they walked through the doors of Transformations to what they are today and how they've broken the cycle of addiction in their own families. They're being an impact on their community. It's just amazing what has become of some of their lives.
Now over 6.5 years clean, which is amazing, and now I'm influencing other people. I'm helping other people get out of addiction. So my life is amazing now and it's very fruitful, and I really owe that to Transformations.
I'm now the Velocity Transformations Director and I'm very happy. I've gotten to build strong relationships with my family and restore broken relationships that I never thought were possible ever.
Now I'm happy and free, and I really do honour the Transformations program.
There's nothing that I do today, from being a dad to leading a team to running a church, that, man, everything I do on a daily basis flows out of what I learned from Transformations.
I would not be alive today if I didn't have the values and the morals that it has instilled into me. So yeah, go Transformations.
I'm now the house supervisor at the Gold Coast campus. I have contact with my daughter again. I have a strong desire to help others find freedom from addiction. I owe Transformations so much.
I'm married, I have 4 children, I'm a pastor, I work in a local church, and one of the reasons I am able to say all that is because I did do a program called Transformation Ministry, so I really do thank God for that program.
If it wasn't for the program, I don't know where I'd be or what I'd be doing.
So life after Transformations has been absolutely amazing. You know, I've completed my studies in community services and I'm currently employed as a youth worker for Pathways Tasmania.
I now work here on the Transformations team as case manager. I get great satisfaction out of giving back to this program that's given me so much.
Transformations has been number one impact, positive impact in my life.
I go out surfing, I go out spearfishing, I actually have hobbies, I have purpose, I have drive, starting a business.
Now I have a healthy relationship with my daughter and my family.
I'm able to live my life the way I want to and encourage others to do what they want to do.
I have rekindled my whole relationships with my son. I've been clean for 3 years. So thank you, Transformations, for saving my life.
I heard a great quote from Mother Teresa once. She said, "Not all of us can do everything, but every one of us can do something." And I was thinking about this and how I started this program in 1999, but I haven't done it on my own. There's been many people along the way and so many partners, financial and volunteers, that this organisation is built on that helps to turn 1 to 100 lives around. It's a reality that we can all do something together to help these young people get a second chance at life.